Imagine living in a city where water isn't a threat, but an asset. A place where rising tides, swollen rivers, and unpredictable storms don't define your life, but inspire the landscape around you. Welcome to the Netherlands, a country that's rewriting the rules on urban resilience and climate adaptation. Here, cities are being to embrace water, not fear it. Today, let's explore how the Netherlands is engineering climate-resilient cities and discover what we, thousands of miles away, can learn from this inspiring transformation. The problem is simple. As sea levels rise, so do our risks. Here in the United States, we've seen the catastrophic effects of hurricanes, floods, and record rainfall. But in the Netherlands, 80% of the country is already vulnerable to flooding. 80%. If the Dutch didn't innovate, much of their land and history would be swallowed by water. Imagine a world-famous city like Amsterdam underwater. So they got to work designing cities that don't fight nature but flow with it. Now let's dive, pun intended, into how they're doing it, starting with an idea that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie: integrated water management. The Dutch believe that water can be friend, not foe. They don't just design canals, they design cityscapes that water. In fact, it's more than water management. It's water. Cities like Rotterdam have public spaces that double as water reservoirs, parks that transform into floodplains during heavy rainfall, and streets that channel excess water back to the canals. Picture this. You're walking through a gorgeous park in the morning, but after a storm hits in the afternoon, that park morphs into a shallow lake, holding floodwaters until they safely drain away. The landscape itself changes based on the needs of the environment. So, next time you're stuck in traffic during a rainstorm, imagine if our cities did the same. Now, let's talk about something straight out of your wildest architectural dreams: floating architecture. In the Netherlands, building on water isn't just a solution, it's a lifestyle. Floating homes, parks, even entire neighborhoods are built to rise and fall with water levels. This isn't just practical, it's an elegant answer to the unpredictability of climate change. Imagine living on a floating house, where you can fish from your front yard. And if the water level rises, no big deal. Your home just rises with it. These communities are more than just real estate. They're an adventure in themselves. Floating neighborhoods make you rethink what a home can be. It's resilient, adaptable, and, let's be honest, it's pretty exciting. This is where water-resilient living becomes a lifestyle. Speaking of which, let's look at how the Dutch are creating green spaces that absorb water naturally. Imagine strolling through a vibrant city filled with green rooftops, urban gardens, and parks on every corner. In the Netherlands, they've tapped into nature itself to help manage water. With green roofs and urban green spaces, Dutch cities absorb rainwater naturally, reducing the strain on their drainage systems. But it's not just about soaking up rain. Green spaces bring fresh air, reduce temperatures, and boost mental well-being. Ever walked through a green urban park after a long day? It's like hitting a mental reset button. Dutch cities are designed for resilience and for a better life. One that's healthier, more enjoyable, and infinitely more adaptable. Speaking of adaptability, let's check out how technology is helping the Netherlands stay one step ahead of Mother Nature. Here's where it gets high-tech. The Netherlands uses an advanced network of sensors and software to monitor water levels, weather, and even soil moisture in real time. This data gives cities the power to make quick decisions, releasing water when needed, closing barriers, and opening floodplains to control surges. Picture this: a storm rolls in, and within minutes, real-time data predicts water flow patterns and prepares the city's infrastructure to handle the influx. It's like having a team of water-savvy superheroes on call, ready to spring into action. And the best part? They're looking out for people like you and me, making sure the city's systems are working in harmony. All this tech might sound complicated, but the Dutch keep it simple for everyone involved, right down to the community. And that brings us to our final point: community involvement. Here's a secret to the Dutch's success. They involve in their water management plans. Schools, local councils, families. Everyone plays a part in understanding and addressing climate resilience. From neighbourhood meetings to educational programmes, people learn to appreciate and protect the water that surrounds them. Imagine if your community did the same. If everyone from school kids to retirees learned how their city could adapt to climate change. It's empowering to be part of the solution, not just living in a flood-proof city, but actively contributing to its resilience. So, how do you feel now? Could you imagine living in a place where water is a source of life and inspiration, not a threat? Where every park, building, and road is designed to protect the community, even as the world around us changes? The Netherlands shows us that we don't have to wait for disasters to drive change. We can design cities that adapt to, and even celebrate, the water around us. These climate-resilient cities aren't just a vision of the future. They're a reality today, offering a model we can learn from and maybe even bring home. So, if you're inspired to think differently about how we can adapt to climate change, join me for the next video on this channel. There, we'll dive into how the 4 change can reshape our homes, our communities, and our lives. Click here, and let's keep exploring how we can embrace a climate-resilient future.